TLC is a name synonymous with rental properties in the Ozarks, with more than 25 multifamily apartment communities housing over 7,000 residents, with future growth plans to double the portfolio within 5 years. It's one of Springfield's fastest growing businesses. And joining me today is the man who started it all, and he's written his story in a great book called From Maestro to Magnet. Please welcome Sam Coryell Sr. Hi, Sam.
Good morning, Michael. How are you today?
Good. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited to be able to talk to you about this exciting book, Sam. But first, your story is one of my favorites, and how you started your company. And so talk about how you went from a music professor at Evangel to really a titan in industry.
Well, actually, that's why I wrote the book, because I was asked that question a lot, and I have a very, Reader's Digest version.
Yeah.
I felt that in my retirement I would need more than I was going to be receiving, and so I wanted 100 units. That was my goal. And so when we started the company in 1988, we bought our first house, and then about 3 months later we bought an apartment community.
Wow.
And I quickly saw that that was the niche that I wanted to pursue. And so in 1996 we built 108 units, new units, and we just whizzed past my goal of, we're up now to about 150, and I'm thinking, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Pat myself on the back a little bit. So I'm out walking, and when I walk, I kind of meditate and pray. So I'm meditating, and God starts talking back to me. And he said, your vision's too small. And I said, well, what's your vision for me? And he said, look up. So I looked up, and it was a beautiful August night in the Ozarks, stars, billions of stars. And he said, that's how many units you're going to have.
Wow. Wow.
And I said, okay. I accepted the challenge. And then he said, consider my creativity. And I realized if I could just catch a small piece of his creativity, it would take me the rest of my life to achieve it. And then he said, I want you to build a business that will impact your family for generations.
Yeah.
And that really touched my heart.
Yeah, TLC really is such a legendary company in our own backyard. And Sam, one thing that really struck out to me while I was reading this book is how much wisdom there is for people in this book. Because as you know, the real estate market really gets more and more popular, a lot of people are investing and they're buying rental properties. And so folks, if really this is something you want to pursue, Sam's book is such an incredible guide to be able to know how to do that. But Sam, I want to ask you, one thing in here that really struck out to me was a line in your book where you said, if this business was easy, everybody would do it. And so what did you mean by that?
Well, from time to time, one of us would say, wow, this is hard. We really have to work hard. And someone would say, well, yeah, but think about it. If it were easy, more people would do it, and it wouldn't be as profitable. And that's true. Particularly on the level we've done it, it really gets hard.
Let's go ahead and talk about also, you've released a second edition of this book, and it's more of a expanded copy from what I understand. And and you just got the proof from the cover back, right?
I did.
Yeah.
This is what it's going to look like. We used our TLC colors.
That's great.
And it is a second edition. I did add some things that are not in the first book.
Okay.
Instances that for some reason the editor decided not to put in.
Yeah.
So we put them in this book. And then we covered the ground since this first book was published, which is about 10 years.
Yeah.
And in that 10-year period, we have built or acquired about 1,700 units.
Wow. Wow.
Which is not a unit a day, but it's close.
That's amazing, Sam. That really is
and
amazing.
We have a large staff, and I want to give them credit. We have about 200 employees. We have managers and assistant managers and leasing agents, but we also have architects. We have people who do the behind-the-scenes things. So there's a lot that goes into a house. It's like the finished product is the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
But there's a lot of things that go on before you see anything coming out of the ground.
Yeah, and it's amazing what you and your team have been able to build. And so, Sam, tell us how we can get our hands on the new book as well as maybe the original as well.
It is available on Amazon as I speak, and there will be an e-book, and there will also be a talking book.
Wonderful. It's just chock full of wisdom, folks. So like I said earlier in the interview, that if you really want to pursue this field, you can't learn from anyone better than Dr. Coryell. And once again, From Maestro to Magnet, it's a great read and a great buy. I can definitely attest to that. Thank you so much for being with us today,
Thank
Sam.
you.